Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. Very many of our fans here have brought my attention to some remarks made by Silvanus Osoro. Remarks I want us to have a look at here, for they are going to form the basis of our analysis. Silvanus Osoro, we bribed Azimio MPs to skip parliament during finance bill votes. Mr. Osoro said the government spent a lot of money, although he did not specify how much, to manipulate opposition MPs to stay away from parliament during the vote so that it could pass with little opposition. I had to look for ways, by hook or by crook, to get it through. I had to manipulate systems. I looked for ways to get the opposition MPs to play our tune. I conspired with the opposition MPs and got some of them to absent themselves from the house so that I could get the numbers. Some were sponsored to go abroad, while others were bribed to feign illness, Mr. Osoro claimed. Those remarks have been causing a lot of heated political debates. Osoro is actually making it very clear that the government spent a lot of money buying opposition members of parliament to skip the voting. And some feigned illness, some went abroad, just for the government to have its way. And indeed, the government had its way. About 170 members of parliament supported that bill against about 83 members of parliament, mainly drawn from Azimio, who rejected that bill. I want us to dig deep into these revelations by Silvanus Osoro for Kenyans to understand in clear terms what's happening behind the scenes. And I'm also I'm also alive to the fact that in yesterday's Sabasaba demonstrations, Kisii became the new epicenter of the demonstrations. We also saw demonstrations in South Mugirango, Silvanus Osoro's own constituency. I want us to dig deep into all this. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's proceed. That admission by Silvanus Osoro confirms some things here. The first thing, Silvanus Osoro is confirming that the Azimio members of parliament supporting the government were bribed. In fact, these remarks by Silvanus Osoro badly expose the members of parliament working with the government. Chances are very clear they were bribed to work with the government. So the likes of Jalango Ojienda, these ODA members of parliament, governors, senators, saying they must work with the government for development, there is nothing like development. It's purely their own stomachs, self-gains. And then secondly, instead of the government spending money on the hustlers, it's spending money on the big boys, members of parliament. This goes on to confirm that this is a more dynastic government than all the previous governments. We are seeing the hustlers being pushed to the wall on taxes. As that is happening, we are seeing the government wasting money, bribing already rich individuals. That confirms This is a dynastic government. Hmm. A dynastic government. Something also coming out very clearly. If you listen to Osoro, you are seeing the kind of characters in Kenya Kwanza government. People who are not of integrity at all. People who fails that test on leadership and integrity. When a senior government leader can admit that he used money to bribe opposition members of parliament, that boils down to integrity. So the big question is William Ruto himself a man of integrity? Because he's the person who clearly gave Osoro this job. And for Osoro to make those remarks in public, already he knows William Ruto has no problem with him bribing opposition members of parliament. This goes on again to confirm that William Ruto's own integrity is also questioned. He's a man who fails that test, leadership and integrity. And that's why in this forum, I've always maintained, and I repeat, we are being ruled by criminals. And this is why you are seeing individuals just making some pronouncements that even an ordinary person cannot make in public. Just some few weeks ago, Moses Kuria was threatening assassination on Raila Odinga. We saw some rogue police officers destroying Raila's entourage, Raila's motorcade. All this confirms that this is a criminal government. And also, if you look at Osoro, I'm seeing a very high possibility where Osoro is just William Ruto's spokesperson. What he says is what William Ruto would ordinarily say, only that because he's the president, he cannot come out to make such sentiments. But it's clear Osoro is speaking William Ruto's language. And also, from what happened yesterday in the Gusii Nation, the riots we saw there confirms that Osoro is clearly going against the grain. His own constituency of South Mugirango, there were riots and protests yesterday. Osoro does not approve of the mass action, rather the protest. I'm seeing Osoro who is clearly going against the grain, and the sooner he realizes that, the better. I'm seeing a young man who is drunk with power, and that being drunk with power will obviously cost him maybe his political seat. As I conclude, it's almost certain and clear that Kenyans did elect leaders who are not there to serve them. If you look at all the opposition members of parliament, the excuse they've always used is that they joined the government for development. The truth of the matter, there is no development here. It's just about their own selfish and political interests. Nothing like development. Next week or this week we are starting, William Ruto will be in Nyanza and he will be hosted by the so-called ODM rebel members of parliament. What the people should do is to reject the visits by William Ruto and the rebel members, because it's very clear they are just taking politics to Nyanza, nothing like development. The same people are very much responsible for the harsh economic realities Kenyans are going through. And because of that, they should be rejected in totality. Let me leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. In case you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. And to any other person who wants to support our forum, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number or feel free to channel your support to the number. Any other person watching us outside Kenya, feel free to drop a comment. Let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.